What's up, everyone? Back again. I didn't think I was going to be able to live stream today because I just got off work. I got off just a little bit earlier than I expected, but this is going to be a shorter live stream than usual because I have to go pick up my daughter here in a little bit, probably in about 45 minutes or an hour, so that's probably all the time we'll have today. But just give you a quick update. Last night I worked on this a little bit. I didn't think I was going to rework the drop, but I thought I was just going to do a little bit of sound design. But as I was going through some cymatics presets, they had some getter kind of sounds, and I heard it, and I've always wanted to create like a getter style drop where he almost makes the bass line. It's almost like it's singing a melody, but it's not like super melodic. It's just that the pitch bend is being automated, and I've always loved that style. So I drew some inspiration from Getter, and at first the inspiration came from the preset I heard, and then I was like, well, let me try this. So I'll play for you here in a second what I came up with last night, and let me know what you think, because this is kind of different from what I'm used to creating. So if you're in here, drop a comment below. Let me know you're in here, and tell me what you think about this drop. I'll play the part before that first. So yeah, that's what I have so far. What do you think about that? I know it needs a little bit of work. I'm gonna get in here right now and work on it a little bit. But I like where it's headed. It sounds different than what I usually make. So let's get right into it here and see what we can do to fix this up now. I was thinking about adding maybe some, like a chord stab right here instead of just a single note. Let's see. I'll take this. Get that chord to hit on the one. Hey, what's up, Colin? Thanks for tuning in again, man. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm feeling it too. Alright. Had to make sure the audio was working okay. Maybe it'll just be a simple chord here at first, not a seventh chord. So this is just a regular G sharp chord here. Maybe I'll, just to add a little bit of movement, I'll add a filter here. Colin, what are you working on right now? Do you have like real work or just like music stuff? So I'm just gonna automate this like. Just fine tuning this filter right here. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, sometimes you gotta put in the work first when you start a new business. So for me, this is like my business. You know, I have even though I'm not making any money off of this right now, but I do have a real job, and this is just like my side hustle that I would love for it to take off and be able to make money off of doing this. So I'm in the same boat as you. So, if you were here yesterday, you saw the process of me trying to create something. I don't know if I even saved that. I know this was one part. The other part that I created, I don't have it saved in this. I dragged it into a folder. Here it is. I'll just drag this in real quick so you could hear it. It was like I don't think that was the right sound. I think it was I thought it was cool, you know, but it just didn't. I don't know. I just felt like I needed to rework it, so that's when I tried to create what I have here. And let me just give you a quick overview of how I created this sound, because I did it off stream yesterday. I got this preset in Serum. I don't know if I changed it at all. I don't remember. I don't think I changed the actual sound, but I just automated the speed and I automated the pitch too. It had a pitch preset onto there where I think it was just straight like this where it's just climbing, but I took that off and I created my own automations here, and then I bounced it to audio. So before I bounced it to audio, it sounded like so that's where I was automating the speed and everything, and then I mapped another LFO and when I wanted to go really fast, so it was like that. And then so when I bounced it to audio, I added a vocoder on it, and I thought this made it sound pretty cool, where I was automating the formant, the depth, and the dry and the wet right here, as you can see there. I would keep it not as affected on the first half a note, but then I would automate it as the note went on, so it sounds like this. So that's with the effect, and this is without the effect. And then here's again with what I added. It just gives it more of like a talking quality, so I thought that was pretty fresh. I threw that in there, and then that's what we have right now. So now let's just keep adding to it. I think it needs some kind of a background a background synth or something. How, you know how some dubstep drops have like sirens in the background? Not like, it doesn't, I'm not going to put a siren in there, but just something that's kind of ongoing like that. Let's see what I could come up with here. Let's see if that pattern goes with what I have here. I'm going to add some pitch to that, so I'll route the LFO to the master tune. And I'm going to change this arrow right here, because if you have it going both directions, anything below this line here, it's going to be, if you start on like a G sharp like we're starting now, it's going to go below G sharp, but I just want it to go above. And Serum is weird. On the master tune, if I'm correct, I believe that on the amount, when you change that, 19 equals 2 octaves. So whereas you would change it, like if you were to change something else in Ableton to like 24 semitones like that, in Serum, for some reason, the way they have it lined out is that negative 19 on the amount here is equal to 2 semitones, and I believe 9 is equal to 12 semitones. I'm not sure why they did it that way, but that's just how it is. So this is my little background sound that I'm gonna put here. It just adds some subtle movement to the drop, I feel like. I don't think I'll have it cut on. Well, maybe I will. I'll have it cut on right when that beat drops, but what I'm going to do is mute it when the chords hit. When that chord step hits initially, I'm going to mute it. So I'll just drag a utility in there and put that to 0. Like that. And then also when that dubstep sound hits, I'm going to mute it. So basically on all the parts that don't have that talking synth playing, I'm going to mute when it hits, like. Yeah, Colin, so 12 semitones is 1 octave, so it'll be 24 semitones or 2 octaves, just depending on how you look at it. I don't want to draw too much attention to the sound because it's just in there for filling up space. But let me see what it sounds like if I have this auto pan going. I just want it to be real subtle. So without it, I think I'll keep it like that. Cut out all the lows. Do that here. Put it before the reverb. I think on this one I'll do all of my processing before the reverb because I don't really want to emphasize the reverb too much on this sound. If you want to emphasize the reverb, it's good to do all your compression and saturation and all that after, but if you don't want the reverb to stick out too much, it's good to put the all that processing before the reverb. And I don't want to overdo it here. Just something to make it a little bit, just a little bit louder. Yeah, so just to clarify, in Serum, 19 on the amount is 2 semitones, and yeah, so 19 on the amount in Serum equals 2 semitones, or 9 on the amount here is 1 semitone. So Serum is the one that is like making things a little bit difficult. The standard is 12 semitones is an octave, or 24 semitones is 2 octaves, but in Serum it's 9, 19. And then I'm not sure, once you get above 2 semitones, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I'd have to read the manual and see. I'm just curious what it would sound like if I pitch bend it even more in Ableton. Just have it go up 12 semitones like this, in addition to what Serum is doing. I think I like it without. Oh, I forgot, I need to add the side chaining on that part, or else it definitely won't sound right. Just using my little audio effect rack that I made to duck the beat along with the kick and the snare. I'm just gonna adjust the side chain here and make it not so intense. Yeah, man, it's kind of confusing for sure. I think it's okay. I feel like it needs something else though. I'm gonna mute that and move on. Let's see what else I could add. I feel like that constant rhythm, it needs to go along with the different LFO changes in what I have here in the main sound. I feel like that's what's throwing it off. Let me try that. Yeah, man, Serum is pretty good. I like it. I mean, I think I really like Silent though too, but I guess it just depends what you're doing. Serum is really good for dubstep sounds for sure. See, it's this part right here that I'm not really feeling, like it just sticks out way too much. Maybe I could, I'm either going to mute it here or just turn down the volume. I feel like it's throwing off the rhythm though, so I'm leaning more towards muting it. Or I could just automate the LFO to go along with the main drop sound. That might work. So that will go along with it. Oh, that's really cool, man. I don't have any subs in here, but it would be really awesome if I had some. I mean, these are what you're seeing right here. Let me see if I can get the camera on. This right here, these are just really for decoration. These small ones are more powerful than these big ones because these are really old. But yeah, some subs would be really, really nice in here. And then I'm just going to copy what I did over here. Same thing here. It doesn't need to follow the exact pattern of the main synth, I don't think, but there was just some parts that I were hearing, and that's what I'm fixing right now, that were blatantly off and were detracting from the rhythm that I had created before, so I just wanted to make it blend a little bit better. Now I turned it up a little bit here so that I could hear what I was doing a little bit better, but now I'm gonna just turn it down. Well, let me add this last part in here. Hey, what's up, Randy? How you doing, man? You said, am I using a DT770SM? I'm not quite sure what that is. I could Google it, but I don't know what that is off of the top of my head. Is that some kind of audio interface, or is that like a keyboard, or what is that? Alright, I'm going to go back to that initial sound, this one here, and I'm going to see if I can mess around with it to create like some kind of a stack to go along with this sound. I feel like that sound is really good, but it needs like a crispy stack to go with it. So I'm going to attempt to do that right now. Let's see what happens. Oh, Randy, yes. Though that's the Very Dynamic headphones. I don't remember exactly what model it is. I could check for you after, but I believe that sounds right. It is Very Dynamics. They're tracking headphones. I do have a pair. These headphones are. Let me put it on a different screen here. So these are Hi-Fi Man headphones. They're Hi-Fi HE400i. These are really good headphones for, they're open back headphones, so they're really good for mixing. But the problem is that, one, they don't really have too much bass in them. They're really good for, they're good if you have a sub pack on it, which I do have a sub pack. So awesome for that. These are great because they're all around. They've got bass in them, just a little bit of bass, enough for you to hear what's going on. It's not overpowering, but they're also just great in general headphones. But these, I would say, are actually better for mixing. But I tend to use these because it's like they're lower quality than these headphones, but it's kind of like checking your mix in a laptop. Like that's useful sometimes too, you know. So sometimes it's better to use the lower quality version because that's what the consumer will use. But these are also great because they keep the sound in. So if I were to because I'm using a microphone to record, the sound doesn't get in there. So that's why I like them and why I use them for live streaming. Of course, man, for sure. Do you have a pair of Barry Dynamic headphones, or are you looking to buy some? Is that why you're asking, or are you just curious? Because if you're looking to buy some, I would highly recommend these headphones. These are awesome headphones. Sometimes if you have a really loud sound in a group, it just overpowers your other sounds. So I find that often with my dubstep sounds is that it'll just, because this sound is so loud, it's just overpowering everything. So I noticed if I if I make its own separate group, then it kind of allows both to breathe. And maybe that's just because I'm using heavy OTT and stuff like that. But that's why I'm dragging this one into its own separate group. Even though I still want the other one to be the main focus, I still want you to be able to hear the sound. So I'm going to create its own group here. You said you like the Audio-Technica M series. I've never tried them, and I'm by no means like a headphone expert or anything. I just know my own personal experiences. And I mean, these two headphones were the first headphones I've really bought. I bought those open back headphones because they said they were great for mixing, but they're really noisy. Like, they make a lot of noise, which is okay if you live by yourself, but if you're trying to be quiet, then it presents its own challenges. And I got these because I have people come record here sometimes, so you can't record with open back headphones because then that'll leak into the microphone. I kind of like the way that sounds. It's like a higher, this one's higher, but it stacks nicely with this. And then and since it's like high pitch, it kind of cuts through the mix. And then what I could do here is, let's see what it would sound like with an auto pan on it. I like the way that sounds. It just gives it more width and character. Randy, you said you're looking to get the Barry Dynamic. Yeah, so does Barry Dynamic, do they make open back headphones also? Is that what you're saying there? Hi-Fi Man, the reason why I got those is because I'm part of a Facebook group called Heavyweight Bass. I think it's just called Heavyweight Bass. I can't remember the name. Heavyweight Bass Producer Group or something like that on Facebook. And there's a lot of high-end mixing engineers in there, so they always give their advice. And Hi-Fi Man is, at the time, I don't know what it's priced right now, but it was a good bang for your buck on quality to price. So that's why I ended up going with the Hi-Fi Man. And like I said, I'm not sure what price range they're at right now, but they are really good headphones for sure. Can y'all hear the difference between when I have the high pitch in there and when I don't have it in there? So this is without, and this is with it. It just adds a lot more. It makes it stand out a lot more for sure. And the crazy thing is, it's not even that loud. Alright, let's see what else I can add to this. Maybe another stack would go good. Who knows? I want something crunchy. Right now, I'm just trying to find some kind of another stack to go along with what I just created. So I got the main sound, and then I got the secondary sound, and then I'm looking for a third sound to just complete everything. And then after that, I'm planning on throwing some noise, maybe some white noise on top that follows the whole pattern, just to give it more bite. I mean, that could work. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it might work. Let's go with the spectral sounds. I like that sound. It cuts through the mix. It has its own space. And then I still don't have any bass line to go with this, so once I add the sub bass in there, it's going to sound a lot heavier. Cool, man. Colin, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time, man. I'm just making right now I'm making sure that the settings and the macros are the same as they were on the original patch, which I think they are for the most part. I still feel like what we need here is something in the background. I liked what I added at first. This. It gives it some extra character, but it needs something else. And I know we have these vocals in the background here. Where are they? These, yep. They add some drive, but I feel like I need some kind of a synth in the background. So I made this lead when I made the other part of the song. Maybe I could take the same sound and include that in there somehow. Maybe just turn it down a little bit. And turn off some of that delay that's on it. What I'll do is just copy and paste this here so that I can mess with it and not have to worry about the other preset. Turn off the delay. Hey, what's up, Basad? How are you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in. I'm not convinced that's it. I need to probably mess around with some other sounds, but that's always an idea to go back to if it all fails. So let me add in another serum and try some more stuff out. Actually, I'm not going to use serum. I'm going to use silent. I like silent for lead sounds. Hey Randy, you said you liked the vocal sound that I added. Which one was the vocal sound? Was it the A's, like this right here?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Is that what you mean? I feel like dubstep is really hard to make. It's a lot of trial and error. You know, the melodic stuff I could just play around with and see what I like. You know, experiment with different things. But with dubstep, it's like it's a lot of trial and error. You know, so um, I'm streaming the whole process. You know, this is uncut. This is raw. I'm not editing the videos or anything. This is me just creating, see what happens. I don't even know if anything will happen, you know? Like yesterday I live streamed for 2 hours and then I ended up coming up with what I'm keeping last night, and I did that off camera, but I only did it in like an hour. So you just never know when the idea is gonna hit. It just is random, you know. You gotta try things out, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Oh yeah, Randy. You said the part with the longer tone. Yeah. Um, I think I know what you mean. You mean this part, right? Yeah, so if you're talking about that part, that's what I created two live streams ago. So what I did was I had these vocals, I chopped them up, and then I added a vocoder, which is being controlled by these chords. So without the vocoder, it sounds like this. And then with the vocoder again. Yeah, so that's, I mean, to be honest, that's the kind of stuff I love creating, is like the melodic parts. I love just jamming out, trying different melodies. It's like the dubstep part that is, it holds me up sometimes, you know, but we're making it work. I'm gonna add the side chain right here. That way it'll pump along with the song instead of being like out on its own. I kind of like that, just in the background, hanging out, not making too much noise, just adding some vibe to it. That just adds a vibe to the drop, you know. Without it, it sounds kind of dry. And then with it, it doesn't make too much noise. It doesn't distract. It just kind of, it's like it's just like a blanket for it to sit on. So I muted the I muted this little hit here on accident. I was wondering why it sounded empty on that part. Cool. Yeah, it's shaping up. I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut off the live stream here because I gotta go pick up my daughter. I got off of work early today, so I decided to go ahead and hit the live stream a little bit. I didn't think I was gonna have a chance to live stream today, but because I got off work early, I thought I would do it real quick. But the time has ended, and I gotta go pick up my daughter. So I think I got a lot accomplished today in this short amount of time. I've been live streaming for just over an hour. Usually my live streams will go on for like 2 hours, but I added some chord stabs, and then I stacked the main sound here. I stacked it with this. added this little background high pitch sound. So all of them together. Let's see here. And then I added this little chord to kind of sit in the background and give the drop some breath, some life to it. So yeah, that's what I've done so far today. I still think this song has a long way to go for it to, be something that I want to release. I feel like mainly, I think the next point after this, at some point I want to fill up the like the stabs, this part here with the chords. I feel like that needs to be a little bit louder. I feel like the main sound needs some white noise on top doing the same automation. That way it sticks out a little bit more. And I feel like the main drop sound needs to be just a little bit louder. So what I'll probably end up doing is freezing this into, like, resampling it into another audio and then further processing it some more. And then I need to come up with the intro, and an important part of the song is going to be the build-up, because the two parts, I think they go together, but they're very different. So I need to find out a way to blend what I did in the past days with this drop now. So yeah, so I'll be coming on live stream. I got work tomorrow in the morning, but I will be coming back either tomorrow afternoon or Monday. So just, keep on the lookout for notifications, and I'm gonna be trying to live stream I guess as much as I can. I'm gonna try to live stream. I just built this computer. It's super fast and it allows me to live stream and do heavy music sessions at the same time. So that's gonna be great. But yeah, until next time, I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for tuning in.